Well, good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where we give you more news in less time. At this hour, Hurricane Ian is rattling the Florida coast with severe winds and flooding. Just hours ago, the storm hit the coast as a Category 4 hurricane with sustained winds topping 150 miles per hour. The torrential rain has already caused intense flooding in places like Fort Myers. In St. Augustine, businesses and homes are boarded up as they anticipate the worst overnight. Even tornado threats have been forecasted. Tonight, CBS's Omar Villafranca reports from Bradenton, Florida.
This was Fort Myers as Hurricane Ian made landfall this afternoon. What was beachfront property now underwater, with fears of more catastrophic flooding to come. In 24 hours, these before and after photos showed the worsening conditions.
So this is going to be a nasty day, 2 days. Probably we think now it will be exiting the peninsula sometime on Thursday.
Sanibel Island was among the first to feel Ian's wrath as it came to shore, causing major flooding. Residents here were among the 2.5 million people who were told to evacuate. Some chose to stay. Kyle Sweet decided to ride out the storm with his family.
We're 15 feet off the ground, so the bottom floor is, I believe, 12, but we're going to be safe.
As Ian came on shore, it overtook homes and submerged cars. In Naples, fallen trees downed power lines, sparked fires, and made roads impassable. Several counties in the path of the storm issued emergency curfews starting tonight. As the water began rising at this house, one man raced to rescue a cat trapped on an air conditioner.
Look at Michael saving the kitty.
First responders were inundated too. An emergency trailer breaking loose and floating down the street. Several feet of water flooded this fire station.
Please, people, we encourage you all to please stay off the roads.
President Biden says FEMA is ready to help as soon as the storm is over.
The federal government's going to be there to help you recover. We'll be there to help you clean up and rebuild, to help you get Florida get moving again.
Here in Bradenton, the conditions are deteriorating. We're expecting a storm surge from 7 to 10 feet, but what is consistent is the wind here. Definitely consistently 50 miles an hour, but there are some gusts up to 80. Some trees are starting to fall down. The power is on here, but just a few moments ago we saw a power surge. We are expecting more rain in this area as well, which could be a problem. The only good news is that there's nobody who is out that we can see at this point. They are inside hunkering down. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Bradenton, Florida.
And as Ian batters Florida, crews from across the country are making their way to Florida to offer support in any way they can, and that includes a woman from Moses Lake who touched down in Orlando just hours ago. She is working with the Red Cross to run a 72-hour shelter for thousands of people forced to evacuate.
So we support them, we feed them, we have partners that help bring them clothes, and then we help them get back on the road to recovery, try to figure out what recovery looks like for them.
Right now, she says they do not have a head count of people needing shelter, but already she is seeing hundreds of people at the hotel that she is staying at. She said right outside, palm trees were snapping in half from those strong winds. And not everyone can go to Florida, obviously, to help with the relief efforts, but that volunteer we spoke with says donations to the Red Cross certainly go a long way. So if you are able to do so, you can make a donation on their website, which is redcross.org. All right, let's talk weather. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Legoo has been tracking Hurricane Ian all day. And Jeremy, tell us a little bit more about the path, at least from this point moving forward.
You know, Mark, it's one of those ones where we're going to continue to watch that storm kind of track through Florida overnight and then eventually work its way off the coast. Now, it sits at a Category 1 storm right now. That is a big improvement from where we were just hours ago when this made landfall as a Category 4 storm, which classifies it as a major hurricane. Moving to the north quite slowly, we are still battling some very heavy rain, but as it moves off the coast and then takes aim at the Carolinas, we'll do a little bit of strengthening, but looks to remain a tropical storm. Let's bring things close to home right now. We sit on the mild side, 66 degrees with overcast skies. That cloud cover going to kind of keep us a little bit more mild overnight, but it comes with some rain. You're seeing some of that move through Ritzville, and now working its way a little bit farther to the east. We're going to continue to watch those showers push in. I think here in the next little bit, we'll start to see a few in Spokane and eastern Washington. Overnight and early tomorrow is when we get the heaviest rain out of this little system. And then by tomorrow afternoon, it's scattered showers across the region, and that winds up being about the extent of it. Eventually it moves out, and then we'll start drying out and clearing out slowly throughout Friday. Because of the rain, we stay near 50 overnight, but because of that rain, we also top out in the low 60s or upper 50s, depending on where you are.
Sounds good, Jeremy. We'll check back in with you later in the broadcast. And now to our night beat with a quick look at the day's top stories. Tonight, Spokane Public School Board meeting launched a discussion on what schools can do to keep students safe. The draft in question says the district would work with local law enforcement, health agencies, and nonprofits to teach how to safely store firearms. Well, tonight's meeting was only to discuss a resolution, no decisions or motions being made. SPS says this could be the beginning of additional safety strategies across the board. Gritman Medical Center in Moscow pushing back on the announcement that the University of Idaho will restrict birth control access on campus. Earlier this week, public universities in Idaho began warning employees not to refer students to abortion providers or tell them how to get emergency contraception. Gritman Medical Center has a contract with the university to manage the U of I Vandal Health Clinic. In a letter obtained by KREM 2 News, Gritman Health says, quote, providers, clinicians, and staff at the Vandal Health Clinic provide healthcare services in accordance with applicable state and federal laws. These services include access to contraceptives and other forms of birth control as prescribed by licensed clinicians. It goes on to say, quote, the clinics will not change as a result of the memo sent out recently by the University of Idaho's leadership.
Our goal is, it is closed and all we have to do is a cleanup.
Well, the Spokane County Sheriff plans to clear out the 600-person homeless camp off I-90, and those plans are moving forward. Today, he is laying out a new timeline, though, and a collaborative effort. Coming up in just a few minutes, we'll bring you a KREM 2 exclusive interview to bring you more on the plans. And that was your Night Beat. To learn more about any of these stories, just text us the word NIGHT to 509-448-2000, and we'll send them directly to your phone. Well, neighbors in the Cannon Street Car District on the Lower South Hill are voting to decide whether the neighborhood should be designated a historical district. The neighborhood features homes that are more than 100 years old, and people living there want to make sure their historical charm stays there. If the measure passes, property owners of historical homes will be eligible for a tax evaluation and could decrease their property taxes. Neighbors have until November 11th to submit their vote. Well, in just a few weeks, Bonner County will have a brand new Veteran Affairs Clinic. Opening in October, it aims to serve veterans living in rural northern Idaho with a full-time physician, an advanced nurse practitioner, and 2 full primary care teams. Veterans in the area can enroll at this new location to receive the benefits they earned during their time served. Well, the body of a famous ski climber, raised in Seattle, Hillary Nelson, was found in Nepal overnight. Search crews found her body after a 2-day search. She fell while skiing down the world's 8th highest mountain in Nepal. Her body was flown to a hospital where doctors plan to perform an autopsy. Nelson was a world-renowned mountaineer. She made more than 40 expeditions to 16 different countries and was known as the most prolific ski mountaineer of her generation. Nelson was 49 and has 2 children. And that was your KREM 2 News 10 at 10, where you get more news in less time. And don't go to bed just yet, though. An exclusive interview with the Spokane County Sheriff is giving us new insight into plans to clear out that homeless camp near I-90. In just 90 seconds, a look at the latest timeline. And if you haven't already done so, you can download our new KREM 2 Plus app to catch what we are streaming 24/7. We have everything from the day's news to specials, giving you in-depth look at the region's top stories. All you have to do is download the app, and we'll show you exactly how to do that on KREM.com. So head online and check it out.